Good afternoon. You're listening to This Week on KALA FM with the latest news and sports from St. Ambrose University. I'm Haley Gibbs.
And I'm Sophie Foreman. Founder and executive director of the Equal Justice Initiative, Brian Stevenson, came to campus on October 20th. Stevenson is the author of the 2015 SAU First book, Just Mercy, and is this year's AWSJ Conference keynote speaker. He came to St. Ambrose to discuss criminal injustice in society. Using 4 main points, he told compelling stories and gave advice to the audience on how they can make a difference in the issue of injustice. Director of Women and Gender Studies, Katie Strasbeck, says she felt his book and his message were perfect for her students and correlated perfectly with SAU's justice theme this year.
I think it brings up some important questions for students to think about as to whether or not our current prison system really encourages justice or if it's just more for punishment.
She also felt Stevenson stood out as a good keynote speaker because he not only talks about these issues, but he acts on them as well.
For the conference, we really want to bring in a speaker who not only talks about justice, but enacts justice.
Strasbeck was really excited for this event and felt the audience reacted positively to Stevenson.
I thought most of the reaction was very good. I thought he was a very impressive speaker.
Stevenson then signed copies of his book, Just Mercy, after his speech, leaving students with a newfound curiosity on the criminal justice system.
1 in 4 women and 1 in 7 men in the U.S. have been victims of domestic violence. But according to Safe Horizon, most incidents are never reported. Domestic violence is something that thrives on its silent victims. However, this Tuesday in the Rogalski Ballroom, victims had a chance to speak up and tell their stories. T-shirts covered in rape stories, replies to their abusers, and survivor statements were hung up in honor of Domestic Violence Awareness Month. This is known as the Clothesline Project, something SAU's Women and Gender Studies class puts on every year to show how these victims have been impacted by domestic violence. Women and Gender Studies student Brianna Farrar says she felt that this project allows these victims to see that they are not alone.
I think that's what helps, honestly, the fact that they get to see other people have T-shirts up. It makes them feel more or less than 1 in a million, like there are other people that these events have happened to, and there are other survivors, and there are other people moving on, and I guess it encourages them to move on as well.
If you or someone you know is experiencing domestic violence, call the 24-hour hotline at 1-800-799-SAFE. Go to the nearest counseling center or call the police.
Another annual blood drive will be held in the Rogalski Center Ballroom this coming Monday from noon to 5 p.m. Students can sign up in the CAF all week during lunch and dinner times if they're interested in donating. For more information, contact Catherine Mayer or the Mississippi Valley Blood Center.
Another Monday opportunity for students are free tickets to the Dan and Shay concert. These are being given away from 6 to 11 p.m. on the second floor of the Rogalski Center. Students must bring their student ID in order to get a ticket and are only allowed 1 ticket per student. The concert itself will be held December 6th in the Rogalski Ballroom.
The introduction of Spotify and Pandora Radio prompted KALA-FM to find a modern alternative to their traditional radio broadcasts. This new online station called The Stinger features student DJs who play a wide variety of music. SAU student and program director Hannah Bates says that The Stinger is a good look into the music that students are listening to.
You get an idea of what the students want to hear because they're playing the music they like.
Jake Hannon is one of the Stinger's student DJs. He hosts a show called Afternoon Delights, which features alternative and rock music. Hannon says that KALA gives DJs freedom to pick and choose the music that they like.
You do have a wide variety and the free range to kind of play what kind of music you want to play, as long as there's no cursing in it.
Hannon is one of the 10 students who currently has their own show on the air. These student DJs produce content ranging from music to talk segments to weather reports. No matter the content, Hannon says that students are always excited to hear their classmates over the air.
And other students seem to enjoy that their classmates or people that they know are on the radio and they get to hear them. So I think that's pretty cool.
To get involved with the Stinger Radio, contact Hannah Bates at bateshannah@sau.edu.
As Halloween draws nearer, reporter Hannah Bates investigates the KALA ghost, Sarah.
2 late-night KALA DJs allegedly see a spirit outside the radio station's conference room. They ask her name and she whispers Sarah. She then floats away from the men and out of sight. The two men then file a written report to KALA Operations Manager David Baker. Baker did not witness the event.
I have never experienced any of this firsthand. This has been reported to me by people through the years.
Baker started receiving reports of sightings about 15 years ago. Another DJ had a similar experience 2 days after Baker received the initial report.
A girl who fit this near the same description of the girl in the hallway helped Harry Vesey open a door down here. He was getting records out of his Jeep, and she popped the door open for him so he could get in, and he said, "Thank you," and he turned around and she was gone.
Baker says the three men who had these experiences never met, and Harry Vesey did not think that what he had experienced was a ghost sighting.
Absolutely had no inclination that this was a ghost. He thought it was me playing a practical joke, and he wanted to know if I had a system of ropes and magic doors.
Current KALA DJ Danielle Barezel experienced a strange occurrence during the airing of her Halloween Ghost special last year. The special detailed people's experiences with Sarah.
10 minutes in, it just shut off, no reason. And I was like, okay, there's always problems with radio stuff. And then Dave got it back up and running because I panicked and called him. But then the next day, Dave's ran. And at the exact same time, it just shut off.
Barezel believes that Sarah's spirit could have been behind this interruption. Baker says that other students claim to have seen Sarah rummaging through CDs near the radio studios as well.
And now on to sports. The men's cross-country team beat out 12 teams at the NAIA Seminole Valley Stampede this Saturday. The Bees finished in 10th place behind nearly all nationally ranked teams. This meet wasn't just a win for the team, but for three key runners as well. Top runner Grant Colburn finished with a 29-second personal best time of 26:39, while Jonah Niedermeyer followed closely behind at 26:43, shedding 17 seconds off of his previous best. Skylar Mitchell also took an enormous chunk off of his previous PR, shaving 38 seconds off it, running 27:13. The Bees will compete in the Chicagoland Collegiate Conference Championship on November 7th against third-ranked in the NAIA St. Francis.
And for the women's cross-country team, Saturday's meet was also a time to break PR records. Top finisher Karen Paisley shaved over 50 seconds from her previous PR, finishing 19th at 19:17. Keely Knobloch took 2 seconds off her season best, and Katie Nelson shedded 3. Overall, the Queen Bees finished 6th place out of 22 teams at 99:14, a full minute faster than their best time this season.
The SAU women's soccer team takes down the University of St. Francis Saints in a 1-0 shutout. In the first half of the game, neither team could get a goal in, but just 20 minutes into the second half, Tori Novak scored the winning shot. The Bees are in second place in the CCAC, following behind ONU by just 1 point. SAU will visit Northern Iowa this Sunday at 7 p.m.
The Queen Bee volleyball team kept their postseason dreams alive with a 3-0 sweep against Trinity International Tuesday night. The team utilized their hitting power, with Adrienne Winkle taking the lead for kills, and following closely behind her in kills were Allie Brent and Missy Coro. The Queen Bees will play again Thursday, October 29th. In honor of Halloween, the women are making this game a costume contest. The top winner will receive $50, and all other contestants will receive a prize also. The game starts at 7 p.m.
That's all we have for you today on this edition of KALA This Week.
Be sure to check out our KALA Facebook page for more information on our late-breaking news, sports, and other SAU events.
Thanks for listening.